And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Aries. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. Also, happy birthday. At the time of recording, we're nearing the end of Aries season, one Aries to another. I'm always going to congratulate our season as we're the beginning of the zodiac, and that has a lot of its own challenges, all of its own responsibilities alongside it. Happy birthday, Aries. As a quick set of announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are backup, so if you're interested in a one-on-one, either message or email me directly. Link is on me, okay? What are we looking at in this round of reads? And my apologies, there's been a lot of life changes recently and also a lot of changes in the world around us. And in knowing that, I kind of got tired of the first and last reads because they were very specific, but also kind of not hitting the way that I really wanted them to in terms of everybody's relatability. Here, we're looking at the fives, which if you watch the Learn With Me series, the playlist on my channel where we talk about what do all these cards actually mean, fives, cards of conflict, right? We break through, bust out the gate, and we're saying, hey, we got an issue here, how do we solve it, right? Water, earth, fire, and air, how do we address what's currently going on? So, as a preamble to this style of read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you and mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to do. I know I got time for that, right? We're going to lay all our cards out on the table, and good or bad, come from your sunshine, we're going to talk about it, because tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one, right? So follow along with me in your, let's call it, As Things Change, ATC, your As Things Change read, Aries. And yeah, happy birthday. Let's see what the cards say. Starting over with your Five of Cups. In sorrow and regret, what are we looking at? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. Upon the Five of Cups. Okay, that kind of flipped out upside down, so I'll take it as such. The King of Swords in the reverse. Feeling like we made the loud and wrong decision, even though we made it with such haste. That goes along with that Five of Cups. Show the cards we need to see, please. What couples that King of Swords? Okay. Already the deck's breaking, won't take that. Why are we blaming ourselves or a decision that we still had to make? That's so un-Aries-like. Okay, good. I got some answers. How to embrace a new opportunity properly. Did we or did we not do it, Aries? I have the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So if a new opportunity is providing us pain, but we say we want to embrace it, that means we're not fully ready to accept. And so that King of Swords in the reverse makes logical sense because we're saying one thing where our energy is going one way, but our intentionality is rooted somewhere else, right? That's going to put us at a crossroads. And so the Five of Cups, hey, am I doing this right? If you're leaving a job, are we really about leaving or are we just mad about our circumstance? If we're trying to embrace a new relationship or a new potential connection, then yeah, we acknowledge the fulfillment's there. Does our actions line up with that? Because right now, although effectively internally we want to feel like we're doing right, in the tangible, we feel like we're just making the most logical, astute, yet overall wrong decisions, which is leading our, again, back into our feedback loop of internal pain, sorrow, and regret. So right now we have to ask ourselves, why, not simply why am I like this, but why does this not add up for me energetically? And what truths do I need to come to? And just be honest about that is getting in my own way, right? That's the only way we're going to move forward. So to the Five of Pentacles, beyond materiality, and if poverty, show us cards that we need to see, please, upon that Five of Pentacles, of being left out or left behind, the feeling of abandonment. Or the cards we need to see, please, upon the Five of Pentacles in Aries' read today. Show us as things change. That's also a break. Why are we breaking? Starts to break too much, I'll come up. I'll say the first thing that comes up. Wow, okay. So this came out sideways. Interesting. The feeling that we got left behind, Three of Cups, the notion of a reunion or meeting somebody. Okay. So this has to do more with interpersonal connection. I see that. What else? And upon that, Five of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Why do we see it as if it's nothing we can have any control over? Five of Wands. Yep, that makes sense. Let me explain. So we got a halvesies. The Five of Wands, again, fives here being the fire of conflict or the eternal, the external engagement between myself and another person's energy. And the Ten of Wands, the burdens that we carry on our back. The first card that came up was the Three of Cups sideways. So Three of Cups represents the notion of reunion or finding value in the camaraderie of others. Sideways, where are we emotionally frazzled, right? Because we're saying that we want to move on towards a new connection and simultaneously are hoping for another one to pop up, right? So the Five of Pentacles, do I really hope that this other connection actually goes through, or am I holding on to basically the hopes of nothing, right? We're willing to engage with the conflict of what it means, the Five of Wands, but not really the reality of it. And so is it that we're being left behind, that Five of Pentacles indicating, hey, this isn't working out for us, or are we not doing the right things to make something turn right side up? Right, because that Three of Cups sideways next to the fire of conflict and the fire of burden. If all this is underneath the Five of Pentacles, Aries, then we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do we really want to meet new people, or are we trying to close out something from the past? And if we're trying to close it out, then why do we hope for more? I really wanted to sit here and interrogate that. Okay, to the Five of Wands. So those cards we need to see, please. Define that Five of Wands for Aries in this room. And so when we engage in the conflict, what is left to be said? So those cards we need to see, please. Define Five of Wands. Hermit. Okay. Card of Virgo. How so? Ace of Wands. Okay. I understand that we are at least trying to make the right decisions and go internally for the answers. The Magician. Yeah. We feel that we can make this go right, but we got to call a spade a spade. What do we want more? Do we really want this new connection that we say, oh, I just can't get it right, but I don't know why I'm doing this? No, we know why we're doing this. Our energy is still tied to a reunion that we're seeking, Aries. What's going on here? And so we're getting to the right headspace, right emotional space, right energetic and spiritual space to say, I'm going to be able to tackle this, but it's not about, the fires of war and conflict. It's about, what do I feel about you that's keeping this here? Why am I keeping this here? And why is my first reaction to turn into a struggle rather than a learning lesson, right? The only thing that's going to allow whatever this new thing is to come in is if we be honest about, okay, what do we actually want out of it? So that's saying that, for example, if you're in Aries that you're saying, oh, I want new love, a new connection, which you probably have something in your midst already, okay, then why do you keep on summoning the old person back? I'm going to just drop that right there and leave it. The point being is that, okay, we're in a much better space to try to address it now, but we can't just light everything on fire and say, yay, flames. We got to take accountability where accountability is due. Why is this not coming in fully? It looks like it's pretty much in your environment already, Aries, but what we seek to gain out of this connection that we still are tied to. and then defining afterwards that, oh, this is such a burden. Yeah, and we're still carrying it. We could have dropped it at any moment. Why do we keep it? Okay. Last to the Five of Swords. So those cards we need to see, please. Dang, okay. The Wheel of Fortune. And so everything that we keep on, we know internally or might blame ourselves for as doing wrong or not being able to do right, hey, that too eventually can and will change. So those cards we need to see, please. What goes along with that Wheel of Fortune underneath the Five of Swords? The understanding that everything can and will change with time. Or at least that when we experience time to its fullest extent, we can stop blaming ourselves and just understand we had our part to play. The World. Yeah. Here, arguing about cycle's closure, is it really worth it at this point? Two of Swords. The confusion that's had. And so, underneath it all, King of Pentacles, we know how to make the right investment. But here, the energy still lingers, right? And it's not about getting mad at ourselves because it lingers. It's about understanding that, hey, it's lingering for a reason. Yeah, we're on to a new cycle. We're moving into a new stage of life, the next chapter, whatever we want to call it. And it feels confusing right now because we've held on to whatever this was for so long, right? The hope that I can meet with you again, we could fix this, we could do something right. But that hope is also keeping it alive. And I don't really get the sense that you want that connection necessarily with them, Aries, but rather, I just wish it could have been better between us. However, constantly holding on to whatever thread you have of that, instead of just accepting, no, that's where we were. And I can get mad at myself or I could try to move forward. Even tugging onto that little thread keeps you binded to it. And that's why this ain't coming in, at least fully at the speed that it probably should be. So yeah, we're confused right now because a part of us still wants to have that reunion and see what can be fixed. Part of us still feels that it's a possibility, and I'm not going to rule that out because I do see signs of that here as well. But for where it's at and what it's worth right now, if we're to move on, then living life in the fullest right now means living right now, right? A new chapter has begun. The only confusion that we have is the one that we're causing for ourselves. Underneath it all, that King of Pentacles, the right investment, or the fact that, hey, we can do something right once we start adding up all our assets. Let's put one card on the underneath of all these. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, to find all the fives across the board. To the Five of Cups. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. And so if we're trying to build the foundation of the rest of our lives, even if that means building that with somebody new, because again, I'm getting more of a connection that we want to embrace of the new here, what does it mean to truly lay that foundation unapologetically? Next to the Five of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Yeah. And so two things can be true at once. We can still value and hold this person in high regard, whoever you still feel that you're connected to, Aries. But that doesn't mean that it's a form of betrayal just because we try to move on with our lives. It's really not. Do not mistake that Six of Cups because, again, I get that this person means so much to us. Absolutely so much to us. And it would be a lie to say at this point that they didn't. Otherwise, we wouldn't be burdened by dropping something, right? Areas can change like that if it's necessary, especially when the conflicts are there. But it's not a betrayal when you have your life to live and they have theirs. If your past calls again, hey, that'll be a beautiful experience if and when that does happen. But us constantly holding on and wishing that they would just come around the corner and magically be here, that's not where it's at right now. Page of Wands. And so the optimism of engaging with this conflict is that, yeah, I'm okay now. While I do pray for you and wish you your best, I got some new stuff for me now. Maybe that's something worth exploring. And underneath the Five of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. While we feel like we're confused, we are making things balance out, at least during the juggling process. Hopefully, we will get there and not crash out before then. Underneath it all, the Five of Cups. Yeah. Sorrow and pain, it still lingers, it's still there because this person matters so much to you, Aries, and I get it. Now, how do we accept that a connection should be more than just sorrow and despair? Because if this person means so much to you, then going back here, it wouldn't just be one rooted in misery. You have a different life to live now. Maybe go explore that. Lastly, as we move towards resolution, first to find the major arcana strewn across the table for Aries in this read, we will first look at the Hermit, the card of Virgo. I like this for you, I really do. Because once we laid it out on the table, we already said what the conflict was immediately. We want to move forward, and yet we're still tied to this connection that means so much to us. Hey, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person for wanting to find resolution, and that you're also not a bad person for wanting to move forward. Both these things can be true. Let's first look at the Hermit. What about trusting that wisdom that's already in your toolkit? Eight of Wands. Okay. And so, what was direct intentionality, or what would we say if we even had the chance to do it? Right? The conflict here, yeah, debating over the what ifs is cool, but we know whatever monologue we already had laid out, Aries. Whoever this person is and what that means to you, good. You have your lines, you have your script. That's nice, well, and good. And how do we speak intentionally to the light that we want to move in? Right? That's what engagement with that conflict actually feels like. Not simply knowing if I had the chance again what I would say, but what am I going to say to myself right now about the things I feel like I'm missing out on? Next to the Magician, Nine of Swords. And so a new future only comes through action. I gotta go live. That's the simplest answer that there is. If you're not coming back, at least for the foreseeable time as it stands right now, then I can't stop living just in the hopes of a reunion. That's not enough for me. Not right now. To the Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Swords. So are we able to trust in how time ultimately moves and is designed in our favor? Are we really able to trust the process, as we say? Into the World, Two of Pentacles, one where things can and do balance out. So, in resolution, first, strength, card of Leo. We find the internal fortitude to pick ourselves up and walk away where necessary. Three of Wands, there's so much more that is out there, being expecting and hopeful for a new horizon. Because underneath it all, Three of Cups. Hey, yeah, the reunion is still there. Could it be in the cards? Eventually. I'm not saying I haven't seen anything that completely ruled it out. What I am seeing is somebody so burdened by the thought of reunion that it pushes all possibility away here and now. Go enjoy life as it stands. Not just where we wish it could have been or where we wish it will be. If the reunion is meant to happen, hey, let the wheel turn. Might be surprised what you find. Here's what I see in your read today, Aries. We want to be open to a new opportunity, particularly a new connection with another person, but we're already connected to somebody else, somebody who we hold in a high regard in our heart, in our energy, in our spirit. And simultaneously, the best thing that we can do right now is actively nothing. And nothing in the form of trying to invest further into abracadabra, they're right here, boom, right in front of me. No, nothing in the form of the best thing I can do for my life is accept all of it. What went wrong? What went right? Not blaming myself, not blaming you, just accepting it for what it is right now and going to go live life with or without you. And that's not hatred. That is what love may actually be. Respecting each other's space. So I can take it out on myself, but regardless, I'm getting to the next chapter. What does that actually entail for me? I want to be excited about the next story I'm going to write. And so underneath it all, yeah, we hold the pain, but also the possibility of reunion in spite of all of it. Because again, I'm still seeing this person linger so much that, hey, this is still a possibility on the board. But the best investment we can do right now is walk away from this and towards whatever new thing is in our environment. I hope it brings you joy. That's all I got in the conversation. That's all I got for you today, Aries. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, as things change, let it happen as it should. If there's a new story out there to go experience, start with the first paragraph. Go experience it. See you around, okay? Take care.